Namaskaram, and welcome to part 3 of learning Sri nammAzhvAr's Padigam anchiraiya madanArAi from his magnum opus, the Prabandham called tiruvAimozhi. So this is from the Mudal Pattu, that's what the first number here means. And this is the 4th Padigam in that Mudal Pattu, the first Pattu as they call it. And we are in part 3. So we have had 2 classes already, and we have covered the first 2 pAsurams. So today we will try to cover another 3 or 4 pAsurams, also 1 extra Taniyan today. And as usual, we will start with Podu Taniyans, which, as you know, pay tribute to Acharyas and all the Arvars. So get ready to chant the Podu Taniyans along with the recording. Let me just play it. Ramanujadayapatram jnanavairagyabhushanam Srimadvenkatanatharyam Vande Vedantadeshikam Lakshminatha Samarambham Nathayamunamadhyamam Asmadacharya Varyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Yo nityamachyuta padambujayugma rukma vyamohatastaditarani trinaya mene asmad guror bhagavatosya dayaika sindhoh ramanujasya charanau sharanam prapadye mata pita yuvatayastanaya vibhuti Sarvam yadeva niyamena madanArAi Adyasya nakulapaterva kulabhiramam Srimad tadangriyugalam pranamami murdna Bhutam sarasya mahadahvaya bhattanatha Sri bhakti sarakula shekara yogi vahan Bhaktangrirenu parakala yatindra mishran Srimat parankusha munim pranatosmi nityam. Okay, good. So that was the Podu Taniyan. So I'm going to teach you 1 new Taniyan, tiruvAimozhi Taniyan, before we chant the 3 Taniyans we will have learned. So I've taught you this Bhaktamrudam, I've taught you this Tiruvardi Nadendram. So today we are going to learn the 3rd of the 6 tiruvAimozhi Taniyans. So you can see that tiruvAimozhi is so glorious that there are lots of Taniyans about it, about the glory of Sri nammAzhvAr and also about the glory of that Prabandham tiruvAimozhi. So today's, the 3rd Taniyan is composed by someone called Sri Sottai Nambigal. And basically, it is in Tamil. And the bottom line message from here is that I will bow only to those who glorify the Arvar, that is Sri nammAzhvAr, and his Avatara Sthalam of Arvar Tirunagari, which is also known as Tirukurugur or just Kurugur, and I will not bow to others. So that's the bottom line message. And if you were to read the meaning in the same order in which it occurs in the Taniyan, so he's going to say, so those who patronize the beautiful Kurugur, which is Arvar Tirunagari, so those are the ones that I will bow to. So he's saying those who patronize beautiful Kurugur, which is Arvar Tirunagari, apart from their lineage, so apart from people who belong to that lineage, I will not bow to any other with my mind, words, and body. With my manam, vaku, and kayam, as they say, or you may have heard the Sanskrit sloka, kayena vacha manasendriyeva, that kayena vacha manase. So with my mind, words, and body, I will not bow to anyone other than this lineage of those who patronize the beautiful Kurugur, which is Arvar Tirunagari. And then he goes on to say, even with regard to wealth, even as far as wealth goes, I really have no wants. I really don't need anything, Kurai Vandrumillai kind of thing, because I have something infinitely superior, namely the means to salvation, because I am clinging to the feet of my father, Sri Shatakopan. So because my father or Lord, Sri Shatakopan, that is Sri nammAzhvAr's feet are my only refuge. So it says that I am clinging to Sri Shatakopan's or Sri nammAzhvAr's feet. That's the greatest wealth that I can have in the world. And I don't need any other wealth. Okay, so that's a very beautiful sentiment. And it reminds me of something from Ramayanam, in Kamba Ramayanam, in the Kishkinda Kandam. So there's a point at which Vali, the monkey king, the elder brother of Sugriva, he lies dying. He has been shot by Sri Rama. And initially, Vali is very angry with Rama. But finally, as the conversation proceeds, he achieves peace. He establishes peace with Sri Rama. And then he's all gratitude towards Sri Rama, because he knows that by being killed by Sri Rama's arrows, he is going to reach moksha, he's going to reach liberation. So he really compares what he is getting with what his brother Sugriva is getting. So he says, O Rama, O Sri Rama, I know that Sugriva hired you to kill me, but look what he got and what I got. All that he got is this empty kingdom, this meaningless, empty, stupid kingdom, whereas what I am getting is that infinitely superior moksha, the liberation. So he says, MB, that is my Thambi, and MB means En Thambi, that refers to Sugriva. Vetru Arasu Eidi, Arasu, as you know, means kingdom. Vetru means empty. Empty kingdom Eidi, that is, he got an empty kingdom, that my younger brother's Sugriva. Veetu Arasu Enakku Vittan. Veedu plus Arasu, that's Veetu Arasu. Arasu means kingdom. So the kingdom of moksham, remember that Aram, Porul, Inbam, Veedu, that fourth Veedu, which refers to moksham, is what is being referred to here. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, those four Purusharthas. The fourth one in that list is moksha, that is, which in Tamil is known as Veedu. Veetu Arasu Enakku Vittan. So that kingdom of moksha, Enakku Vittan, he let me have it. So all he got was this empty kingdom, and whereas what he let me have was this infinitely superior moksha, or the kingdom of moksha. So, O Sri Rama, tell me who got the better deal. It's a very beautiful sentiment. And coming from a monkey, that's a very profound statement. So, and that's exactly the sentiment that he is saying here as well. Dhanattalum edum kuraivilen, because all the material riches in this world mean nothing to me when I have the feet of Swami nammAzhvAr, because I know that will lead to heaven. Okay, so let me teach you how to chant this Taniyan. So I will chant it once, you chant it immediately after me, keeping yourself muted, and then I will play the 3 Taniyans we have learned, and you can chant along with that audio. Okay. Manattalum vayalum, manattalum vayalum, vankurugur penum, vankurugur penum, yenattarayalladiraijen, yenattarayalladiraijen, dhanattalum edum kuraivilen, dhanattalum edum kuraivilen, endai shatagopan, பாதங்கள் யாமுடையபற்று. Okay, so that's the third Taniyan. So let me go back to the first Taniyan, and I'm going to play the Bhaktamrudam Vishwajananumodhanam Sarvarthadam Shri Shatakopavangmayam Sahasra Shakopanishad Samagamam
Namamyaham Dravida Veda Sagaram திருவழுதினாடென்றும் தென்குருகூரென்றும் மறுவினிய வன்பொருநல் என்றும் அருமறைகள் அந்தாதி செய்தான் அடியினையே எப்பொழுதும் சிந்தியாய் நெஞ்சே தெளிந்து மனத்தாலும் வாயாலும் வன்குருகூர் வேணும் இனத்தாரையல்லாதிரைஞ்சேன் தனத்தாலும் ஏதும் குறைவிலேன் எந்தை சடகோபன் பாதங்கள் யாமுடைய பற்று.
Okay, and then so we'll start by reciting the first two pAsurams that we have learned. So we have learned two pAsurams. I'll play the recording. You can chant. Okay, just these two pAsurams. Remember that the first pAsuram will be repeated. So anytime you see these two lines or this symbol, it means that that pAsuram will be repeated. So we are going to chant the first pAsuram and the second pAsuram. I'll play the audio and you can chant along with it.
அஞ்சிறைய மடனாராய் அழியத்தாய் நீயும் நின் அஞ்சிறைய சேவலுமாய் ஆகவாய் என்றெனக் கருளி வெஞ்சிறைப் புள்ளுயர்த்தார்க்கு என் விடுதூதாய் சென்றக்கால் வன்சிறையில் அவன் வைக்கில் வைப்புண்டால் என் செய்யுமோ அஞ்சிறைய மடனாராய் அழியத்தாய் நீயும் நின் அஞ்சிறைய சேவலுமாய் ஆவாய் என்றெனக் கருளி வெஞ்சிறைப் புள்ளுயர்த்தார்க்கு என் விடுதூதாய் சென்றக்கால் வன்சிறையில் அவன் வைக்கில் வைப்புண்டால் என் செய்யுமோ என் செய்ய தாமரைக்கண் பெருமானார்க்கென் தூதாய் என் செய்யும் உரைத்தக்கால் இனக்குயில்காள் நீரலிரே முன் செய்த முழுவினையால் திருவடிக்கீழ் குற்றேவல் முன் செய்ய முயலாதேன் அகல்வதுவோ விதியினமே.
Okay, so I'll stop there. Okay, so we are going to start from the third pAsuram today. So just to refresh your memory, remember this padigam, there are three important things about this padigam. So the very first thing is that, at least on the surface, it's a catharsis. உணர்ச்சிகளை கொட்டி அழும் பதிகம் இது, so that you get some emotional relief. At least the Parankusha Nayaki gets that emotional relief by pouring out her feelings for her separated Nayakan, which is Emperuman in this case. So that is the very first thing. So that the haunting cry of the Jivatma for union with the Paramatma. So that's the very first thing. Now, the second thing is that it highlights a particular Kalyana Gunam of Emperuman called Kshama, that is his ability to tolerate some of our mistakes, many of our mistakes. So that Kshama is also highlighted. And the third one is that it highlights the role of the Acharyan indirectly as a bridge between the Jivatma and the Paramatma. Okay. So now, so in the previous two pAsurams, she tried to send the nammArAi and then subsequently the quail as messengers. And according to the commentators, those birds refused to go. So now Parankusha Nayaki is turning to swans. So you see the picture of the swans here. So she's trying to send the swans as a messenger. That's what Parankusha Nayaki is. Now, the swans are a favorite messenger for people in love. So if you know the story of Nala and Damayanti, for example, Nala sends a swan to Damayanti to sing his praise to her so that she will know more about him and eventually choose him as her husband. So the swan is chosen as a messenger in that case. And also Swami Desikan in his, he has composed a work called Hamsa Sandesham. Hamsa means the swan, Sandesham means message. So he imagines a situation which is not described in Valmiki Ramayanam. The situation is where Sri Rama sends a swan to Sri Lanka as a messenger to convey his feelings to her. Okay, so that's another example of a swan being sent as a messenger. It's called a Hamsa Sandesham. So the bottom line from this particular padigam is that Parankusha Nayaki is wondering, will my karma never cease? Will my bad karma never cease? And then she goes on to say, I am a simpleton, that is, I'm one who's in a brain fog, if you will, who's in a state of great mental confusion. So I'm a simpleton in stupor. That's what she refers to herself. So let's go through the meaning in detail. So that this is the bottom line meaning. The meaning of in almost a one-to-one meaning with the lines of the verse. So she addresses the swans. So the things on parentheses are things that are not explicitly said, but are implied. O swans, who are blessed with female company from good karma. So look at the way she's drawing a contrast between her own state, because she is separated from her lover, whereas the swans that she is addressing, they have the good fortune, they have the good karma to be in their female company. So she first draws that contrast, perhaps to get more sympathy from the swans. So that way they can feel sorry for the plight of Parankusha Nayaki. So anyway, she draws that comparison explicitly. And then she says, oh, swans of graceful gait, because that's what the swans are most famous for. Annanadai, in Tamil they call it Annanadai. So that's supposed to be a beautiful gait. So she says swans of graceful gait. In fact, the reason that swans are chosen is because they can charm the recipient of the message by their graceful gait. And then she talks about Emperuman, and then in this particular case, she refers to the Vamana avataram of Emperuman. Remember that in the Vamana avataram, Emperuman actually was a thief who stole the world from Mahabali by a clever trick. So she actually, Parankusha Nayaki refers to Emperuman as the swindler. Kalvan, she would say in the actual pasuram. So, and she says that Emperuman, with shrewdness, because he was very shrewd, she says, and as a short Brahmin student and a brahmachari, that swindler gained the world as alms from Mahabali. So the Mahabali is not explicitly said here. So she highlights that particular avataram of Emperuman, the Mahabali avataram, the Vamana avataram, which is also known as Trivikrama avataram. It's a two-in-one avataram, if you will. It's a very, very charming avataram. And I'll explain more about it in a little while. So the swindler, so she says, with shrewdness, referring to Emperuman, because he plotted, he schemed, he connived, he appeared as a short brahmachari, asked for 3 steps of land, and after it was given to him, then he grew tall. So that's the scheming part, right? That's why he's called the swindler. So he fooled Mahabali by his appearance. So the swindler gained the world as alms. Alms means yachakam. And so she says, to that Emperuman, so I want you to convey this message. To that Emperuman, convey this message, that there is a simpleton here, referring to herself. There is a simpleton who is wondering, will my bad karma never cease? Will my bad karma never cease? So that is the message she wants the swan to convey to Emperuman. And she says, a lady is wondering. So she refers to herself as a lady as well as a simpleton. And she goes on to say that with this lady, referring to herself in third person, her brain is all confused inside. she is in stupor. And and then she says, so go and tell him. So tell him that, that this lady is all confused. She's in stupor and she's wondering whether her bad karma will ever cease, etc. So that's the very heartrending message that this Nayaki is trying to deliver through the swans to Emperman. So like I said, as I said, this is a catharsis, because she's going to say, will my bad karma never cease? Okay, so that's a situation that we have all been in, because we have often felt overwhelmed by all the negative things that are happening in our lives. But anyway, so let's go through the pasuram word by word. So she says, Vidiyinal pedai manakkum mennadaya annangal. Annangal means the swans. So she says, O swans, mennadaya annangal, O swans of graceful gait, gentle gait. Mennadaya means gait, gentle gait or graceful gait. And then she says, Vidiyinal pedai manakkum. Pedai refers to the female swan. So Vidiyinal, because of karma, because of good karma on your part, pedai, with the female swan, you are blessed to be in her company. So she says, Vidiyinal pedai manakkum ennadai annangal, O swans of graceful gait, who are fortunate, who are blessed to be in the company of your female companion. And then she says, in this entire line, she refers to the Vamana Avataram, Madiyinal Koralmanai Ulagiranda Kalvarke. Now, as I said, the Vamana Avataram is a very popular Avataram because it is referred to multiple times in the Nalayara Divya Prabandham. And this is perhaps one of the most charming descriptions of the Vamana Avataram, because the word Kalvan appears there. Kalvan, of course, means thief. And I translated it to the swindler here. So, Ulagiranda Kalvarke. So, Ulagai iranda kalvarku, Ulagathai yachagamaga petra anda kalvan, referring to Emperman. Ulagathai, the world, iranda, yacha, the one who begged for and received it as alms, kalvan, that thief, that swindler. So that thief who asked for the alms of this world, and then, so by essentially measuring 3 steps and got the whole world. Now, not only that, he's a very shrewd, Madiyinal. Mati, of course, means brain. So, but in this case, shrewdness, being clever, being cunning. Madiyinal, with his smart brains. Kural Manai. Kural means short. You know this literature in Tamil called tiruvAimozhi. Of course, it's called Kural because it's very short. It's only 1 3/4 lines long. So, Kural means short. Manai means Mana Kanai, as a student. A student of what? A student of Vedas, because he's a Brahmin, he's a young Brahmin, he's a Brahmachari, so he's a student of the Vedas. So this short student of the Vedas, Madiyinal, with his clever brain, he obtained the whole world as alms from Mahabali. Okay. Now, so this is very beautiful, because in the next line, she's going to draw a contrast to herself. She's going to call herself Madi Lane, I have no brains at all. Okay, that's the comparison that she's drawing. So on the one hand, he is full of Madi, and on the other hand, she is without Madi. Why is she referring to the Vamana Avataram at all? Well, first of all, did the Vamana Avataram take place in the first place? Well, it took place because Indra had lost all of his kingdoms to Mahabali, and so Emperman took pity on him, on Indra, and he tried to recover the lost land from Mahabali, and that's the reason that he took the Vamana Avataram, okay? So, and that itself shows that Emperman was not doing it for his own sake, he was doing it for someone else, namely Indra. So, she wants to highlight the fact that Emperman is full of mercy, he's full of consideration for others, so he should be considerate to her. So that's the point that she is trying to make. So she's trying to say that Emperman is very considerate of others. In fact, he does it entirely for others. And if you remember Tirupavai, in Tirupavai, Sri Andal refers, in the 3rd Tirupavai, she refers to Emperman as Ongi Ulagalanda Uttaman. So this is referring to Vamana Avataram again. He deigned to be a beggar to help someone. Uttaman is used in the sense of someone who is very unselfish, who does it for the sake of others. So that's the sole reason that this particular avataram is being mentioned here, just to draw that contrast, just to say that Emperuman ought to be helping here as well. Now, why is it considered Madinal? Well, so see, Emperuman, according to Parankusha Nayaki, considered various options of achieving that end, which is to restore the kingdom of Indra to him. So he could have done several things. He considered various options according to Parankusha Nayaki. So he could have killed Mahabali. But of course, he didn't want to do that for two reasons. One is Mahabali is actually the grandson of Prahlada. Prahlada is one of the greatest bhaktas of Emperuman. So obviously, Emperuman does not want to kill the grandson of one of the greatest bhaktas. So obviously, the way Parankusha Nayaki is talking about it, he considered all of these factors. Okay, let me see how to go about doing this. I could kill him, of course, but then he is the grandson of my greatest bhakta, Prahlada. So that's not the right thing to do. And not only that, on top of that, this Mahabali is really not a very bad character. So he may have seized the kingdom of Indra, but he is actually a very generous person. He donates, he gifts things to people. So otherwise, he's a very virtuous person, and he's very generous to a fault. So killing him is not the right thing to do. So Yachakam is the right thing to do. But then if I go directly as Trivikrama, he is going to see how tall I am, how big I am, and then he might refuse to give me that Yachakam of 3 steps because he would know how tall I am, right? And that would be a detriment to the glory of Mahabali, because Mahabali has established a name as a very generous person. He has been giving people things, to a fault. Like I said, he has been generous to a fault. So if he goes there directly as Trivikraman and then asks for 3 steps of land, perhaps Mahabali will know that what he's trying to do, and he might refuse to do it, and that will create a kalangam, a blemish to the glory of Mahabali, and Emperuman didn't want to do that as well. So that's the reason that he decided to go as Vamanan. So these are all the considerations that Emperuman went through, according to what Parankusha Nayaki is thinking. And that's the reason that she is referring to him as Madinal, Kuralmanai, Ulagiranda Kalvarku. And then by way of contrast, she says, Madilen. So I have no brains, that is, I'm a simpleton, wondering, Valvinaye Malado, Ennudaya Valvinai, my bad karma, Malado, will it not die? Will it never cease? So I put that in quotes, because that's the message that the swan is supposed to deliver to Emperuman. Endru Orutti. So she's referring to herself in third person. Oh swan, go and tell him that there is a person there, there is a lady there who is wondering, oh, my bad karma, will they never cease? Okay, that's the message that she wants the swans to deliver. Endru Orutti. She doesn't name herself. So she doesn't say, tell him that Parankusha Nayaki is wondering. Just tell him that a lady is wondering. And of course, in Parankusha Nayaki's perspective, he will know who that Urutti is, because he knows whom exactly he wronged. Okay, so Parankusha Nayaki is very confident that just saying Urutti is enough, because he knows whom he wronged. Okay, so Endru Urutti, Madiyallam Ulkalangi. That is, her the brain is all confused inside. Mayangumal, she is in great stupor in Nire, Endru Solvirgalaga. So tell him, okay? So Madiyallam Ulgalangi. You remember that Pasamalar song? Mayanguhiral Oru Madhu, that is a woman is in great stupor. Tan Manadukkum, Sayalukkum, Uravumilladu, Mayanguhiral Oru Madhu, with no connection between her thoughts and her actions. A woman is in a state of great stupor. And the interesting thing is what the words that come after that, tiruvAimozhi, with, if you interpret it literally, it would say, with her very sweet words, tiruvAimozhi, attan endral. If she says, oh my sweetheart, endral, Nenjam Urhada, won't your heart melt? Okay, that's how the song goes. But the interesting thing is TiruvAimozhi. It's really, you could also read it as TiruvAimozhi, So the Mayangiral Urmadu tiruvAimozhi. Is it indirectly referring to tiruvAimozhi? Is it indirectly referring to the Parankusha Nayaki of tiruvAimozhi, who also says that she is Mayangiral, Badiyallam Ulkalangi Mayangumal and Nire. Okay, so that may be more than just a coincidence. I just wanted to point that out. Okay, Madiyallam Ulkalangi Mayangumal and Nire. Okay, so that's the beautiful verse number 3. And again, I want you to notice Valvinaye Malado. So that's a very heart-rending message from Parankusha Nayaki to Emperman. Okay, then a couple of other things. Now this Valvinaye Malado. So as far as Parankusha Nayaki is concerned, her sins are like a great ocean. So if Emperman thinks that she should exhaust all of her sins by going through various problems one by one in her life, that will never cease. As far as she is concerned, her sins are like an ocean. So she says, my sins are like an ocean. To expect me to outlast them by suffering karma phalan one after another is to expect me to drain the ocean one bucket of water at a time. And that's never going to happen. So I want you to do what you did to Chintayanti in Krishna Avataram. So Chintayanti in Krishna Avataram, that she was a gopi stree. And so one night, Krishna was playing the flute from the banks of the Yamuna river. And all the Gopika strees, they heard this flute and they were charmed by it. And they ran to the river to see Krishna in person and be charmed by his music in person, by his flute in person. And that's what Chintayanti tried to do as well. She tried to leave her house, but the elders in her house prevented her from leaving. And so what happens? So Chintayanti, she was so absorbed by the music that she fainted and then she died. And apparently, according to this story, according to Bhagavatam, all of her sins dissolved in that very moment. So what Parankusha Nayaki is saying is, you were able to take care of all the sins of Chintayanti in just a trifle of a second. Can't you do the same thing to me? Why do you expect me to suffer all the karma phalans one after another? Because in that case, I will never get over all the karmas that I have committed, all the bad karmas that I have committed. Okay, so that's very beautiful. Okay, and one last comment before I go teach you how to chant the pasuram. So this nammAzhvAr Annanga. So that's the main reason that the swans are called upon to do this duty. In Ramayana, in Kishkinda Kandam. So there is a place where you may remember that there was a rainy season for about 4 months or so, and Sugriva asked for time. He said, I will start the search for Sita at the end of the rainy season. Well, the rainy season ended and there was no sign of stirring from Sugriva. So Rama got very concerned. He sent Lakshmana to find out what is happening. And Lakshmana approaches the palace of Sugriva. And Lakshmana is not, of course, an epitome of patience, especially if he feels that his brother has been wronged. So when he approaches that palace, he sees that everybody is having a very good time. So Lakshmana loses his temper very quickly. He pulls his bow string forcefully in wrath, producing frightening sound, filling all quarters. And of course, Sugriva gets scared. That is, the monkey gets scared. The monkey becomes a chicken, if you will, a case of being two animals at once. So he doesn't want to go and face the wrath of Lakshmana. So he tells Tara, his wife, he tells Tara, so please go and find out what he is upset about, what he exactly wants. And he specifically says, upon seeing you, Tara, that pure-souled Lakshmana will stop venting his anger. Great souls will not be rampages with women. Mahatmanaha, great souls, kvachit at any time, strishu at women, darunam na kurvanti, rampage they will not do. So he says, he essentially is counting on the madanArAi of Tara and her sweet words, the graceful gait of Tara and her sweet words to pacify Lakshmana. And of course it worked. And of course that's the same reason why Parankusha Nayaki is sending these swans as to Emperman as well. And what are the messages in this particular pasuram about the Acharyan and about the Emperman? Well, as far as the Emperman is concerned, he is very helpful. He's supposed to be only thinking about what others need. So he deigned to be a beggar to help someone, in this case Indra, and that shows that is consistent with what Paramkrishna Naik is expecting from him. And as far as the Acharyan is concerned, Acharyas are kind of like the swans. See, in mythology, the swans will possess this wonderful property. That is, if you place in front of them milk mixed with water, they are supposed to be able to drink just the milk part and leave the water behind. For the real life swans do that, but the swans in mythology do that. So they have that discriminating ability to know milk from water, to separate the milk from water. And similarly, the Acharyan has the ability to tell the right from the wrong. So that's the ability of the Acharyan. And then that's how like I said, all the birds and animals that are sent as messengers, they are really a proxy for the Acharyans, according to the commentators. And this is the manner in which the Acharyan resembles the swan. That is, he's able to tell the right from the wrong, that discriminating ability he possesses. Okay, so okay, let me try to chant it. You can chant the second time I say it, as I chant it. Vidinal pedai manakkum, Vidinal pedai manakkum, Mennadaya annangal, Madinal kuralmanai, உலகிறந்த கள்வர்க்கு மதியிலேன் வல்வினையே மாளாதோ என்றொருத்தி மதியெல்லாம் உள்கலங்கி மயங்குமால் எண்ணீரே. Okay, it's a very beautiful verse. I'll play the audio in the end if I have the time. Okay, so let me move on to pasuram number 4. So according to the commentators, according to the Vyakhyana Kartas, again, the swans did not go on the mission that Paramkrishna Naiki asked them to undertake. So Paramkrishna Naiki now turns to another bird called Mahandril. It's also known as Chakravakam bird. Okay, so you can see a picture of that bird. It's supposed to be blue in color. And in fact, so in that sense, it's supposed to remind Paramkrishna Naiki, does remind Paramkrishna Naiki of Emperman because of its color. And she's going to refer to that in her pasuram. So the bottom line message from this particular pasuram is this. So Paramkrishna Naiki says, please go and tell Emperman, this is what I call the Brahmastram. This is the ultimate weapon that generally Nayakis will use when they express their Virahatapam to the Nayakans through messengers. Her good life hereafter will not linger. So that's the message she wants the Maganril bird to convey to the Emperman. Her good life hereafter will not linger. So here's the meaning line by line. So here Paramkrishna Naiki says, he, Emperman, has seen my soft svabhavam. What soft svabhavam is she referring to? She is referring to the fact that when she is separated from Emperman, pallor comes over her very quickly. So he has seen that soft svabhavam. When has he seen that? Well, the assumption is that there was a time when Paramkrishna Naiki was together with Emperman. So in fact, the current Virahatapam is of course after that initial union. And so when he was together with Paramkrishna Naiki, he has seen that soft svabhavam, that even if for a moment she did not suffer being separated from him. Her skin, her complexion immediately turned to pale, pallor set in immediately, etc. So he knows that. He knows how much she will be hurting. And so what he should have done is he should have taken pity, and he should have said, this is not fair to her, keeping her away from me, keeping myself away from her. That is not fair to her. That's what he should have done. He should have taken pity and he should have said that this is not fair to her. But unfortunately, he has not done that. And then she says, to such a sky-like blue-hued one of mine, to this Emperman. Okay, so that's to him you need to convey a message. But she also says in a frustrated way, what can I say to make him understand? In other words, what new things can I say to make him understand my plight? What new can I say that he does not already know about me, because he has already seen me, right? So she is frustrated about the fact that there's nothing that she cannot say to him that he does not already know. However, she still has a message. So even though she says that I don't know what to tell him that he doesn't already know, she still goes on to convey a message, which is in this quotes here. Tell him this, her good life, this Parankusa Nayaki's good life hereafter with her will not linger. So her good life will not linger with her hereafter. That's the message that I want you to convey to that sky-like blue-hued one of mine. So this word, this word, this phrase rather, oh, blue-hued, do you see that comparison? The Emperman, her lover, her Nayakan is also sky-like blue-hued one. And the birds that he is sending as a messenger, they are also blue-hued like him. So, oh, blue-hued Magandril birds, will you convey this message, namely that her good life, Parankusa Nayaki's good life hereafter with her will not linger, okay? So that's the message. So this is, again, it's very sad, very heartrending, because she's telling the ultimate message that anyone convey to another person, namely that my life is not going to linger. So here, let's go through the words and then try to understand the word by word meaning. Yen neermai kandu. Okay, so my swabhavam, yen neermai kandu, seeing. So he has seen my swabhavam. She said, the Parankusa Nayaki says. Now, again, I mentioned that the swabhavam is that the moment that she is separated, she loses her complexion immediately. Now, that's something that Tamil literature, you will find a lot of instances of that in Tamil literature. It's not that the Nayakan has to be separated from the Nayaki by a large distance. In fact, there's a very interesting Tirukkural which says the following, okay? It says here, Pulli kidandhen, pudai peyandhen, avvalavil allikkolvatre pasappu. Pasappu means pallor, the pale color. So this is as if a Nayaki is saying this. So the Nayaki says about what her lover means, what separation from her lover means. She talks about the time when they were together. So she says, Pulli kadanden, I lay in embrace with him when we were together. Pulli kadanden, pudai peyanden, and then I moved just a little bit. That is, even while I was in embrace, I just moved by just an inch. Pudai peyanden, avvalavil, even with that very slight movement, allikkolvatre pasappu, pallor overcame me instantly. So you see, she's not talking about being away from him in an out of sight sense. So she is still in an embrace with him, but she just moves away by an inch, and that is enough to cause her skin color to turn pale. Allikkolvatre pasappu. Pasappu ennai allikondu vittadu. So pasappu or pallor overcame me. So that's how sensitive Nayakis are in Tamil literature are supposed to be about separation from their Nayakans even by an inch, okay? And so that's the kind of pallor that she says that Emperman has already seen. And so she's wondering, what else am I going to be able to tell him? Kannal kandadai nambadavar, kadal ketpadaya namba pogirar. That is, what if he doesn't believe what he actually saw? How is he going to believe any new words that he hears from me through a messenger? Okay, so that's what she's going to say in a couple of lines. Yen neermai kandu. He has already seen my soft subhavam. Irangi, taking pity on me. That's what he should have done. Idu tahadu. He should have said, oh no, this is not fair to my Nayaki. But he didn't do that. Yennada, yendru sollada. Yen Neela Muhil Vannarke. So that's my Emperman. So you see, even though she is frustrated with him, in every chance she gets, she uses that possessive adjective. Yen Neela Muhil Vannarke. He is mine, and mine only. Yen Neela Muhil Vannarke. This my sky like Neela, Mukil is clouds. So the cloud like blue hued one of mine. Yen soli yan soli eno. See how beautiful it is, because the word sol appears twice. But this sollu is, what can I say to him? Yennathai naan solli, naan avanukku puriya vaikka pogiren. Yen solli yan solli eno. So you see, the word sol has a different meaning. Sol here means literally saying it, and the sol here means making him understand. Okay. So he says, Yen soli yan solli eno. What am I going to say that will make him understand? Nan neermai, that is her good life. Neermai here refers to life. So now she's referring to herself. Nalla neermai, her good life. Inimail, hereafter, avarkan, with her, tangade, will not linger with her. Endru oru vaaichol. So that word, you tell him, Nan Neela Mahandrilgal, O Nalla Neelamudaya Mahandril Paravagale, Yenudaya Empiran Pola, Neela Neramudaya Mahandril Paravagale, O Mahandril birds who are blue hued just like my Emperman. So will you Nalhudiro? Will you tell him this? Nalhiro. Will you or will you not? Nalhudiro, Nalhiro. Kattan Raita Solutum. In Tamil we say Kattan Raita Solunga. Pannaporela, Pannaporle, Pannapa Matela. And that's what she is saying. Nalhudiro, Nalhiro. Are you going to tell him or are you not going to tell him? Okay, or are you going to Nalhu means approach him. Are you going to go there and tell him, or are you not going to go there and tell him? That's what she is asking him. Okay, so it's a very beautiful pasuram, and once again it shows, it makes us almost cry, because she's saying that this is her life is not going to stay with her for long. And that message, that ultimate Brahmastram, is something that you will hear being used in other literature of this sort as well. For example, Ashtapadi, in Gita Govindam, in Ashtapadi number 9, a Sakhi is describing to Krishna the plight of Radha. So first she uses some milder things. So she says things like the palm of her hand does not leave her cheek at all, and it appears like crescent moon, motionless at twilight. So if you, for example, if you put your hands on your cheek with the thumb on one side and the 4 fingers on the other side, just imagine that, then somebody looking at you will see the curve of the hand, and that will look like a crescent. Anyway, so she says the palm of her hand does not leave her cheek at all. Kappal kavindaduvol kannathil kaivaitha vanname irikkirar. It appears like the crescent moon, motionless at night, at twilight. So that's what the Sakhi says to Krishna about Radha. And then she says, her eyes dart in every direction, moist with teardrops, like a lotus whose stem has been broken off. That's supposed to again make Krishna feel sad. And then she uses this Brahmastram, Haririti, Haririti, Japati Sakamam, Haririti, Haririti, Hari Endru. So she says, O Hari, Japati, Japam Saigiral, she chants Sakamam passionately, and as well as Nikamam excessively. So passionately and excessively she says, O Hari, O Hari, O Hari. And then that is Viraha Vihita Marane, like one whose death due to separation is imminent. So again, the message is coming through loud and clear. Your Nayaki is dying because you have chosen to be away from her. And that's the message that Parankusha Nayaki is trying to send to Emperman as well. Now, what does this pasuram say about Emperman as well as Acharyan? Remember again, Emperman, he says that he is very bountiful, because you see, the Parankusha Nayaki is referring to him as Yen Neela Mugil Vannarkku. Mugil means clouds. Neela Mugil literally means blue clouds, but really dark clouds. And of course, dark clouds are rain clouds, and they are bountiful because they produce rain, which the world needs. So in that sense, it describes a Kalyana Gunam of Emperman, that namely he is bountiful like rain clouds, Neela Mugil. So that in that sense, that says something very positive about Emperman. So I say this particularly because what comes out on the surface is just the catharsis of Parankusha Nayaki, her crying and her anguish at being separated from Emperman. But at the same time, you have to look below that surface to see all the good things that are said about Emperuman's Kalyana Gunams, okay? And what does it say about Acharyan? So the Acharyan also has a gracious form, just like the Maganril bird. Maganril bird, just like other messengers, is supposed to be a proxy for the Acharyan. And the Maganril bird resembles Krishna in an appearance by being blue. She says, Nan Neela Maganrilgar, or blue-hued Maganril birds. So in a similar way, the Acharyans also look like Krishna. They're gracious looking, just like Krishna, okay? So let's try to chant this padigam. Again, I'll chant it once. The second time you chant it with me, okay? Ennir mai kandirangi, ennir mai kandirangi, idu tahadennahada, idu tahadennahada, ennīlamugil vannarku, ennīlamugil vannarku, en soliyan sollugeno, en soliyan sollugeno, nannīrmai iniyavargan, nannīrmai iniyavargan, tangadendoruvaichol, tangadendoruvaichol, nannīlamaganrilgal, nannīlamaganrilgal, nalgudiro nalgiro, nalgudiro nalgiro. Okay, so that is pasuram number 4. And again, so I'll play the audio later today, assuming that I'll have the time. Okay, pasuram number 5. So here, the bird that is now chosen as a messenger is a bird called kurugu. It's a small bird compared to the previous birds that we saw. And again, the assumption is that even the Maganril birds did not go as Paramkusha Nayaki's messengers. So she is now turning to this bird called kurugu. It's a very small bird. And the bottom line message that she gives this kurugu is, won't you bring a comforting word to this teary-eyed? So she's referring to herself as the teary-eyed. Won't you bring a comforting word to this teary-eyed? Okay. Okay. So here again, she refers to the Emperuman, referring to his Kalyana Gunams, okay, about the fact that he protects and provides for everything in this universe, okay? So she says, readily or willingly, if you will, he protects and provides for the 7 worlds or the 7 islands. So she talks about how gracious Emperuman is. So there are 7 worlds. You know, if you know, for example, some of the mantras, so Om Bhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Magaha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam. Those name the 7 worlds. Every word after the Om refers to a world. Om Bhuhu, Bhuhu is the world that we live in. Om Bhuvaha is the next higher world. Om Suvaha, Suvaha is the next higher world, etc. So there are those 7 worlds. So she says that Emperuman willingly, readily, not out of a sense of duty, not because he is forced to do it, but willingly and readily, he protects and provides for the 7 worlds. Now there is some ambiguity in the verse, so you can take it as the 7 worlds, or in our mythology, the world that we live in, the earth that we live on, that itself is supposed to be divided into 7 islands, for example, Jambudvipe. So that's the island that we are supposed to be living on, Jambudvipe, Bharatavarshe, Bharatakande, etc. So that Jambudvipam is one of the 7 islands. So because of the ambiguity in the verse, you could either take it as he protects and provides for the 7 worlds, or he protects and provides for the 7 islands on this earth. So that's how gracious he is. He protects and provides for the 7 worlds. But in the case of this great sinner that she's referring to herself, is it not proper for him to approach? Is it not proper that he is so willing to protect and provide for all the denizens, all the inhabitants of these 7 worlds? So why is it not proper for him to approach this hapless damsel? That's what she's asking. And so she says, if you see my bow Narayanan, here she uses the word Narayanan, and that has a significance, as we will see. So if you see my bow Narayanan, won't you bring back a comforting word from him to this teary-eyed damsel? So that's the message that she's saying. So if you see my bow Narayanan, won't you bring back a comforting word? So that, but of course, the Kurugu is supposed to first tell him, why are you not approaching her, given that, why are you not in union with her, given that you protect and provide for the 7 worlds? So the Parankusha Naik is saying, if you see my bow Narayanan, tell him all of that, and then won't you bring back a comforting word from him to this teary-eyed damsel, that she's referring to herself. And in addressing the Kurugu bird, she says, oh little Kurugu bird, oh beautiful and generous Kurugu bird. And she refers to the fact that the Kurugu bird is looking for food for her young ones. So she says, in the water-rich marshy fields. Remember that all of this Virahatapam is supposed to take place in a kind of land called Neidal. Neidal, as I described it, is sea, and all the lands near the sea, surrounding the sea. Okay, so it's supposed to be like the backwaters of Kerala, as I said. And so it's a place where there's a lot of water, there's a lot of wading birds, etc. It's like the Everglades in Florida, for example. So in the water-rich, so she refers to the Kurugu bird as one which in the water-rich marshy fields, the one that looks for food. So she says, in the water-rich marshy fields, you look for food, oh beautiful and generous little Kurugu bird. You go and tell this Narayanan of mine and about all the things that I have said, and then won't you bring back a comforting word from him? Okay, so that's the message. Now let's go through the Tamil pasuram word by word. Nalhithan kathalikum poril yerum. So the poril yeru, so the yeru, as I said, it simply says 7 words, 7 worlds or 7 islands. Well, there is that ambiguity, so you can take it as either. So the 7, let's just take it as 7 worlds for now. So she says, the 7 worlds are like poril, they are like gardens, they are beautiful. After all, they are Emperman's creation. So the 7 worlds, they are beautiful like garden. And so those 7 worlds, what does he do? He kathu means protecting, and alikum means providing for. So Emperman does both of those things. He protects them and he provides for them. And how does he do that? Does he do that out of a sense of responsibility because he has to do it? No, he does it nalhi. Nalhi means approaching on his own. So nalhi means to approach. The nalhitan kathalikum. So he approaches that task on his own, which means he does it very readily, very willingly. So she says, he readily protects and provides for these 7 beautiful gardens called worlds. But this vinayerke, for this great sinner, vinay means bad karma, in this particular case, a bad karma, vinayerke. So this Baha Papangalai Seida in the Pennirke, vinayerke, Nalhattan Ahado, Yennai avan Nalha Kudado, Yennidam avan Anuga Kudado. Isn't he not allowed to get near me? And then she says, so that's a question that she asks in a bewildered sort of way. Narananai Kandakal. So if you see that Narayanan of mine, Kandakal, Pattayagil, now it is very significant that she uses the word Narayanan, because the meaning of Narayanan is that he is in everything. Chetanas and Achetanas, he is in all of them. And also all the Chetanas and Achetanas are in him. So he's the one who is supposed to provide for, take care of, and provide for all the Chetanas and Achetanas. So Chetanas, think of them as things that have a Jivatma in them, and Achetanas are things that don't have a Jivatma. So for example, stone is an Achetana thing. We are all things with a Jivatma. So the very name Narayanan comes from the fact that he is supposed to provide for, supposed to protect all of us, all the Chetanas and Achetanas. So how can one who has such a glorious name abandon this hapless woman? That's the question. That's the question that she's indirectly asking. And then she says that this is very beautiful. These last 2 lines are very beautiful. The 3rd line describes this Kurugu, and 4th line describes herself. So let's see how she describes herself. She describes herself as Malhanir Kannerke. So she says, I am filled with tears. Malgu neer kannerke. Kan means eyes. Kannerke, the one with eyes. What kind of eyes? The one that is welling with tears. So to this teary-eyed woman, Vor Vachagam Kondu Arulaye, will you not bring a comforting word to me? Okay, but then she describes the Kurugu, Siru Kuruge, or young, or small Kurugu. One Siru Kuruge, oh beautiful. One means both beautiful and generous. One oh small, beautiful and generous Siru Kuruge. Why does she call it Siru Kurugu generous? Because the Kurugu is looking for food for its young ones. So it's not doing it for herself, it's doing it for the young ones. Irai ter. So the word ter means terndu eduttal, discriminate and choose. So there is choosing. The Kurugu is choosing the words, choosing the food that is right for its fledglings, so its young ones. So terndu edukkirathu. So it's choosing the right sized fish for the small ones of that Kurugu. And in what kind of area is it doing that? It does that in Malgunir, where the water is plenty. Punal Padappai. Punal again means water. There is the marshy fields. Punal Padappai. Padappu means field. Punal Padappai means marshy field. So she's drawing a beautiful comparison between the landscape around her and her own state. Both of them do you see the similarity between these two? Both of them have this malganate. Both of them are filled with water. In her case, it's the eyes that are filled with tears, and that's with water. In the case of her landscape, which is that Neidal Nilam, Neidal is that sea and the areas surrounding the sea, it's also filled with water. And that's the reason why Tamil literature prescribes that Viraha Tabam be expressed in a Neidal type of landscape, because then there is perfect synchronism, perfect match between the state of the one in despair, the one in Virahatabam, and the landscape. Okay, it's not just the water, but you see that the Kurugu is looking for fish. So there is fish in that water, and of course the eyes of Parankusanayaki, they're also like fish, even though that's not said explicitly in this pasuram. Remember in Tamil we talk about Kayalviri, that is a fish-like eyes. So you see, the eyes are already filled with water, and the eyes look like fish. And that's exactly very similar to the landscape in which Parankusanayaki is singing this sandesham. Okay, so Malganir Punar Padappai Ireirvan Sirugurige, Malganir Kannerku or Vasagam Kondu Arulaye. Okay, so it's very beautiful. Now, so some of the comments related to that. Okay, so for example, Narayanan. So I've already said that Narayanan already means that he is supposed to provide for and take care of all the worlds. So for example, one of the commentators explicitly says, Kadlichedikki Mahavriksham endru peyar vaittar pol irukkume. That is, if you don't help me, O Narayana, even though you carry the glorious name Narayana, which means you're supposed to protect for and protect and provide for all the beings on this world, on this earth, which includes me. So if you carry that name which has that glorious connotation and you still don't help me, then it will be like Kadlichedikku Mahavriksham endru peyar vaittar pol irukkume. It will be like naming a tiny bush a great big tree, like a banyan tree, for example. So Tirunamathirkku Arthavushtiye illamal poi vidume. Your name will lose its meaning, it will lose its significance if you don't help me. Okay, now so this is a very beautiful use of the word Narayanan here. And so now the Parankusanayaki says or Vasagam Kondu Arulaye. So literally it means just bring back one word from Emperman, from Sriman Narayanan, from my bow, from my Nayakan, that or Vachagam. So that, for example, is it enough to bring or Vachagam? So what if that or Vachagam, one word happens to be no? So, but there's another beautiful tiruvAimozhi pasuram which also says even one word is fine, even if that one word is negative, but just come to me in person and say that one word. So that's the beautiful tiruvAimozhi pasuram that is kind of related to this. It says, so this is also a nammAzhvAr's composition because it is tiruvAimozhi. So it says, Evilada Thivinaigal, Evu Ilada Thivinaigal, or heartless sins, Yettanai Saidanankoro, how countless many of them I have committed. Thavi Vayam Gonda Yandai, O Vamana who blessed Indra. So Vayam Konda Yandai. Yandai means my father, O my Lord. Vayam Konda Tavi, by measuring the world with his steps. Vayam Konda, the world, he measured the world. So here she is referring to the emperor, to the Vamana Avataram, because he did that, all of that work for someone else, for Indra, and so he should be similarly kind-hearted in the case of Parankushanayaki as well. So, O Vamana who blessed Indra, I cry, she says. O Damodara who blessed Yashoda. Damodara refers to the fact that Krishna was tied up around the waist. So Damodara exactly means one who was tied up around the waist. So by referring to that, she is referring to how Yashoda was blessed. So you blessed Indra by taking the Vamana Avataram, you blessed Yashoda by taking the Krishna Avataram. So I cry, oh Vamana, I cry, oh Damodara, I cry, Kuvi, Kuvi. It's a very beautiful word. Kuvi, Kuvi, Ardu, Ardu. So I cry and I cry. This third line is full of emotional words. Kuvi, Kuvi, Ardu, Ardu. Nenju Urigi, my heart is melting. Kanpani Soran Indral, my eyes are welling with tears. Isn't it beautiful? Kuvi, Kuvi, Nenjurigi, Kanpani Soran Indral. Look at the number of emotional words that nammAzhvAr uses in this third line. So if I do all of that, all I need from you is just one thing. Even if you think I'm not worthy of a friendly vision from you, if all you want to tell me is that I am a sinner and that I'm not worthy of a friendly vision, just come to me and say that. Even if you're going to tell me, நீ ஒரு பாவி என்கிற ஒரு வார்த்தையை நீ சொல்வதாக இருந்தாலும் அதை என் கண் முன்னால் வந்து சொல்லும் பாக்கியத்தை எனக்கு அருள மாட்டாயா. So even if you're going to call me a sinner and you're going to tell me, therefore I'm not going to see you in person, can you not at least appear in front of me and call me that word, oh papi, oh sinner. பாவினி என்று ஒன்று சொல்லாய், பாவியேன் காண வந்தே. இந்த பாவியேனை காண வந்து, coming in person to see me, all you have to call me is, oh papi, oh sinner, you are not worthy of my company, you are not worthy of my vision. Okay, பாவினி என்று ஒன்று சொல்லாய். அந்த ஒரு வார்த்தையை சொன்னால் போதும். Only thing is, அதை என் முன் வந்து சொல்வாயாக. It's fine if you call me a papi. Please, grace me enough to come to me in person and say that. It's very beautiful. It's nammAzhvAr's tiruvAimozhi is one of the greatest prabandhams in the Nalayara Divya Prabandham, because it is full of content like this. He is extraordinary in his in his command of the words to create just the right kind of feeling, that right kind of emotions. Okay. So anyway, let's try to chant this pasuram. நல்கித்தான் காத்தளிக்கும் பொழிலேழும் வினையேற்கே நல்கத்தான் ஆகாதோ நாரணனைக் கண்டக்கால் மல்குநீர் புனற்படப்பை இறைதேர்வன் சிறுகுருகே மல்குநீர் கண்ணேற்கு ஓர் வாசகம் கொண்டு அருளாயே. Okay, it's very beautiful pasuram. Okay, this is the last pasuram for today, pasuram number 6. And this time the messenger is Vandu. So Vandu is translated as bumblebee or sometimes just as bee. So we'll just think of it as a bee, okay? So this is the messenger is a bee. Again, the assumption is that the previous messenger, Kurugur, did not agree to the task of going as a messenger. So Parankushanayaki tries to enlist the services of a bee or a Vandu. And the bottom line message would be, okay, at least, so her message to Emperman is, you don't have to come and join me. You don't have to come into union with me. However, could you at least ride that merciful bird, the Garuda, through my street? So here it's referred to is in the third person, through her street. because that's what the bee is supposed to tell Emperuman. Okay, so it says, here's the meaning line by line. So the message is, you who have not graced her. So think of it as what the bee should tell Emperuman. So you who have not graced her with your company, before her life withers away, ride that bird, Garuda, that ocean of mercy, through her street one day. So you don't even have to go and live with her. You don't even have to go and join her. All you have to do is, on some pretext or another, just pass through her street. You can just fly through the street. You don't even have to stop in front of her house. So you see the Garuda flying through that street with Emperuman riding it, and Parankusha Nayaki looking to see if Emperuman would at least pass by her street here. So that's, even that would be sufficient, says Parankusha Nayaki. Ride that bird, that ocean of mercy, through her street one day. So that's what the bee is supposed to tell Emperuman. Thus say, that's what Parankusha Nayaki is telling the bee. Okay, so she says that chakra-wielding Lord, that ocean of mercy, again referring to the gunam, that Kalyana Gunam of Emperuman, that is full of mercy. She says, if you see that Lord, say this, namely the above, which is in the quotes here. And then she says, oh, lovely bee that has rings. So the rings, if you see the picture of the bee, you can see the rings around his body. So a lovely bee that has rings, help me. And if he does not agree to it, that is, if you convey this message, and if he says, no, I cannot do even that, I cannot even ride through her street on that bird, even without stopping, then really, what great sin have I committed? So what great sin have I committed that would make it unworthy, make me unworthy of your daya? Okay, that's the message that she's asking the bee to convey. So here's the pasuram, Arulada Neer Aruli. So this is, within quotes, is the message that the bee is supposed to convey. So the bee is supposed to say, Arulada, that is one who has not graced her. Iduvarekkum Arul Seyyada Neer. So the one who has not graced her so far, namely you, Emperuman, Neer Aruli. So could you change your mind and now grace her? So you should do that before her life dries away. Our Avi refers to her life. And the Parankusha Nayaki in Avi, her life, Tuvaramun. Tuvardal means to dry up, to wither. You may have heard the Tamil expression, Tuvandu Vaiten, the veil romba Tuvandu Vaiten. Tuvandu comes from Tuvarndu. So Tuvarndu is drying up. Our Avi Tuvaramun, before her life dries away, so it withers away. So what you need to do is, Arul Ari Pul Kadavir. So you should get up on that pull. Pull means bird, that is Garuda. Arul Ari Pul Kadavir. So that pull, get on that bird, and Kadavir, pass through her street. And there's a qualifier here, Arul Ari Put Kadavir. Okay, so she says that Pul is she now praises that bird Garuda. She says, he's Arul Ari, so he's an ocean of mercy. The word Ari is used in multiple senses in this verse. So Ari, for example, you've heard the Tirupavai Ari Marekkirna Undune Kaigare, where the word Ari appears about 3 times there. Ari, in its very general sense, is used to refer to anything that is circular, that has a circular shape. Okay. So anything that is circular, for example, the rings of this bead, so that would be referred to as Ari, for example, because they are circle in shape. Now the sea will also be referred to as Ari, can also be referred to as Ari, because the sea circles the land. So because it circles the land, even though it doesn't technically have a circular shape, because it circles the land, it's also called Ari, okay? But then there's also a third use of the word Ari, which is Aramana, which is very deep, okay? So that third sense is what is used here, Arul Ari. So deep ocean, Arul. So Aramana, Kadal, Ari here means Kadal. Arul Ari, so that ocean of mercy, that is what Garuda is. So she refers to the Garuda as that ocean of mercy. Now so she says, get on that bird and come to my street. Now the commentators draw an interesting comparison between how she refers to Garuda here and how she referred to Garuda in the very first pasuram. Here she says, Garuda is the ocean of mercy. How did she refer to Garuda in the very first pasuram? Anchiraiya madanArAi adayattai neemnen Anchiraiya sevalamai avavendana karli vem sirai pull. Vem sirai pull. That pull, that bird which has the fierce wings. Okay, so she referred to the Garuda as the one having fierce wings. So why did she refer to the Garuda as having the fierce wings there, whereas she refers to Garuda as an ocean of mercy here? So the commentators say, and this is interesting, here she is depending on the Garuda to bring Emperuman to her, so she is portraying Garuda as an ocean of mercy. Whereas in the very first pasuram, when this Virahatapam started, that outpouring of Virahatapam started, she only remembered the fact that the Garuda took Emperuman away from her after their union. So in that sense, she was not inclined to think very favorably of Garuda. Okay, so that's a beautiful explanation of why Parankusha Nayaki uses a favorable phrase here versus a not so favorable phrase there. But of course, we explained it in the previous case by saying it could also be used to say the Venchirai Pur, that fierce winged Garuda, that's only in the context of enemies. Okay. Anyway, Arul Ari Putkadavir Avar Vidi Urnal Endru. So one day just go through her street. Avar Vidi street, Urnal, one day do that. Endru Arul Ari Ammanai. So Amman refers to Emperuman. That Arul is a qualifier for Emperuman. So that graceful Lord, Arul Ari Amman. So again, just as Arul Ari here means ocean of mercy, one way to interpret this is Arul Ari, ocean of mercy, Emperuman. Emperuman, who is an ocean of mercy. There's another interpretation, which is to assign the word Arul to this Ari. The Ari, in that case, would refer to the Chakratarvar, because Chakratarvar is also circular, therefore it qualifies to be called as Ari. So in that case, it can mean the Chakratarvar, who is full of grace, who is merciful, and that chakra wielding Emperuman. So you could, that's the second meaning, but I'm interpreting it in the sense of Emperuman, who is that ocean of mercy. Kandakkal, Avanai Kandayagil, if you see him, Idu Soli, tell him the above message. Arul Ari Varivande. So grace me. So Arul Ari Varivande. So here, Arul Ari Varivande. So Vari means the markings. Ari Vari means the circular markings. So the rings on the body of the Vandu or the bee. Arul Ari Varivande. So Arul here means Yanakku Arulvayaga, or help me. That's the Vaishnava Paribhashai. So she is using the Vaishnava Paribhashai to address the bee, because she's treating all the birds, all the messengers as Sri Vaishnavites. They are also deeply involved in devotion to Emperuman. Arul Ari Varivande. So some people also interpret this as saying, oh, Vande, which has a deep ocean of knowledge. But anyway, I will interpret it in this context as, oh, lovely bee that has rings. That's also the interpretation of many of the Vyakhyana Kartas. Yamum yen Puraitome. So if he does not even listen to that message, that is, go through my street once, and if he says, nope, I cannot do that, then what great sin have I committed that would make me even worthy of this pass-through. So here it is very interesting. So the Parankusha Nayaki is saying, no, you don't have to come and stay with me. You don't even have to go and come and stop in front of my house. You can just pass, through the street in front of my house, and you don't even have to make it obvious that you did this as a favor to me. You can come with your chakra and shankam, etc. You can make it look like you are on the way to help Gajendra or some other soul that is desperately seeking your help. So that way nobody will know that you did this in order to satisfy me. Okay. Now this Yamam Yan Praitome and Arul Ari Amman. So there is a beautiful pasuram from Periyar Tirumuri, which is also explaining how graceful, how daya-filled Emperuman is. So it says here, Kannadiyar Tirattagattu Thamarayalagilum Sidaguraikkumel, Yennadiyar Adiseyar, Seidarel Nandru Seidar Enbar Bolum. That is, he says, Periyar says, that Emperuman has this following wonderful property, that even if the Pirati, that is, even if the Sri Devi, even if she comes up with a list of complaints about specific bhaktas or bhagavatas, And then Emperor will say, no, there is no way that my Bhagavatas could have done any of that. And if they did, it's only because they knew that I would come and save them. So it's fine that they did it. So it says here, Kamarayal, that is, Kamarayal is one who lives on the lotus flower, one who resides on the lotus flower. That refers to Pirati, Periya Pirati, or Sri Devi. Tannadiyar Tirathu, that is, on the part of Tannadiyar, the Bhagavatas, Sidagu Uraikumer. Sidagu means complaints. So if Sri Devi starts reciting complaints about the Adiyars, about the Bhagavatas, then Emperor will say this. He will say, Yennadiyar Adisayaro, my Bhagavatas, no way. They will not do what you are saying they did. And Seidarel, if they in fact did that, none to say that. They did it because they knew I would save them. So what they did is fine. In Barpolam. So it says that Emperor is full of mercy. Normally you would think of the Sri Devi as having that daya, and that she is the one who recommends in our favor to Emperor. But what this is saying is, even in that hypothetical situation, that Sri Devi makes certain complaints about specific Bhagavatas, even then Emperor out of his kindness will say, there's no way that my Bhagavatas could have done that. Okay, and again, this Varunal, just is it enough for Parankusha Nayaki if Emperor does this just one day? Well, there is another pasuram from Nachiyar Tirumuri, where Sri Andal also says it's enough for Emperor to come and visit me just one day. She says, Sangama Kadal Kadentan, the one who, this is referring to how the ocean was stirred. So the Parkadalai Kadendavan. So she's sending the clouds as messengers. She says, go to Venkatam, Tiruvenkatam, and lay at his feet. Chenganmal Sevadikir Adivichi, lay down at his feet and Vinnapam and make your salutations to him. And just tell him, Kongai Mel Kungumatin Kurambariya Puhundu, Urunal Tangumel en Avi Tangum Yendru Oraire. If he comes to me, if he embraces me in such a way that the Kunkumam on my bosom, is spoiled. That's what the Kongai Mel Kungumatin Kurambariya Puhunde. Even if he does that embrace, Varunal Tangumel, if he stays with me even for just one day, Yen Avi Tangum, my life will remain with me. Endru Uraire. So that he just needs to do it for one day. But of course, once he does that, then they will ask for more. So I guess this is more or less to say, well, to start with, this is enough for me. Okay. And finally, what does this pasuram say about Emperor and Acharyan? It says that as far as the Acharyan is concerned, like the B has a lot of markings. These are the rings that are referred to as Ari, Varivande. And similarly, the Acharyan has all the markings, the Tirunamams of Emperor that remind you of Emperor's mercy and power. And the Emperor himself is an ocean of mercy. That's what she refers to here. Arul Ari Ammanai Kandakkal Idu Solli Arul Ari Varivande Yamumyan Prettome. So that refrain keeps occurring in every pasuram, one pasuram after another. Yamumyan Prettome. What sin, great sin have I committed? Okay, so let's see how we can chant it. So recite it after me. Aruladhanir Aruling Aruladhanir Aruling Avaravituvaraman Arulari Putkadavir Avar Vidi Urunalendru Arulari Ammanai Kandakkal Idu Solli Arulari Varivande Yamum Yen Piraitome. Now, I just want to finish up with one thing. In Kanchipuram, apparently during the month of Vaikasi, they have Brahmotsavam. So this is a YouTube video from that Brahmotsavam. So on the third day of that Brahmotsavam in the month of Vaikasi, that is Vaikasi Vishakam, and that Vaikasi Vishakam So Emperman gives a Garuda Sevai darshan. So you see the Varadaraja Perumal comes on the back of Garuda. So this is Garuda Sevai. Now what he does is, this is to be consistent with this pasuram. The Parankusha Nayaki requested that he go through his street, go through her street. So the Emperman obliges on the third day of that Brahmotsavam, which coincides with the Tirunakshatram of Parankusha Nayaki or Sri nammAzhvAr. So there is a prakaram, which is within the temple, which it goes around the temple. That prakaram is called the Arvar prakaram, and that's where the nammAzhvAr Sannidhi is. So just to honor the request of Parankusha Nayaki, Emperman, as part of his Garuda Sevai, goes through that street, stops in front of nammAzhvAr Sannidhi, and does him honor. So I'll just play this for just 30 seconds. So you will see the Garuda Sevai going in that Arvar Prakaram and stopping in front of nammAzhvAr Sannidhi. Okay, just give me 1 second. Do you see that? So Emperman on his Garuda Sevai, so as part of his Garuda Sevai, he's stopping in front of nammAzhvAr Sannidhi. You can see the nammAzhvAr Sannidhi highlighted there. And that's exactly what he's saying. Arul Ari Putkadave. Get on that ocean of mercy, that bird Garuda, and pass through my street, even if it is just for one day, okay? And that's exactly what the ritual that they perform in Kanchipuram on Vaikasi Vishakam Day, which is also the third day of the Brahmotsavam at Kanchipuram, okay? So you can see how the rituals in our temples are tied to pAsurams from Nalayana Divya Prabandham, in this particular case from tiruvAimozhi, okay? Okay, I'm done for today. I'm just going to go to the Charama Slokam, slide number 31. Sorry, it took a few extra minutes. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma suchaha mangalam kosalendraya mahaniya gunabdhaye chakravarti tanujaya sarvabhaumaya mangalam sarvam krishnarpanamastu. So I'm going to stop the recording. Give me one moment.